All right, Chuck, thank you as always. Well, for his latest edition of Ranger Nick, UGA professor Dr. Nick Furman hit the road, headed to Marietta, Georgia, where he met up with country music singer Daryle Singletary.
Yeah, Daryl, of course, very popular in the late 90s, a native of Cairo, Georgia. Daryl is also a big fan of the great outdoors, so you know it made for a very interesting day with Ranger Nick.
6 a.m. Tell me she'd been out with friends. I let her lie.
Well, folks, Daryl is a big turkey hunter and a big outdoorsman. Double barrel Daryl. Daryl, we're standing out here in the woods today. Beautiful day. When you think about a perfect top-notch hunting spot for some of those spring gobblers, what are you looking for?
Well, you know, down in Georgia, I mean, you know, I grew up around a lot of fields, and I mean, you know, some of the biggest turkeys I've killed have been on a plowed field, you know, where you know they love to come out and sun, they love to come out and strut and dust. And in Tennessee it's a little bit different because, I mean, we don't have a lot of, actually in the county I live in Wilson County, Tennessee, you know, there's not a lot of agricultural land around me. So it's a lot of woods, I mean, but you know, you look for in trees that turkeys may roost in. A lot of hardwood is good for spotting. You know, and we look at this kind of a hill back here. I mean, you know, turkeys normally are going to roost up high and come down low. So they're not going to, you know, a turkey normally won't come off the roost and go up the hill. You know, they'll come off the hill and come down. So, you know, it's nice to go out and sit in the background and maybe call a turkey in for somebody and just watch Mother Nature in action. You know, this bird comes in strutting and gobbling and carrying on. That's a lot, and just being outside. Just the mere fact of getting up before daylight, coming out in the woods, and you could hear a pin drop, to hearing the woods open up, to hearing, you know, everything come to life, everything wake up. That's one of the most awesome things that you can do as a hunter, I think.
I agree, and we've got to remind folks when they go out and they don't get anything and they're not successful, they've been successful in being out there in the woods and just being together, something that we talk about, spending more time with folks outside like that. Daryl, I'm so glad to know that you do this kind of stuff. That's great. Now, some of the things we talk about when we're hunting and fishing are just some of those memories, and all of us have got that story, that memory that we have with a friend or family member being out and hunting and fishing. Daryl, what's yours? What's that one thing you remember more than anything when you've been hunting?
Well, you know what, I mean, I remember as a kid in woods similar to this, not necessarily the hills, you know, but in South Georgia, you know, and the tall pines and oaks, and I'm looking over the shoulder of the cameraman there looking at a squirrel nest. But my daddy at Thanksgiving and Christmas time, that was our big deal, we got to hold a shotgun and go squirrel hunting with my daddy and my granddaddy and my uncles and cousins, and we'd cover up the woods squirrel hunting. And that's probably one of the coolest things that I remember about childhood is Christmas and Thanksgiving, getting to go out squirrel hunting. And then, you know, we'd kill a few squirrel and come home and clean them, and Nanny would cook them up, and that's a neat deal. And then, you know, I think as I got older, you know, growing up down in South Georgia, we quail hunted a lot. And I had a principal in high school that we had, you know, some property and had some woods and hay fields and stuff, and he'd get me out of school early to go quail hunting. And we walked behind a little Brittany Spaniel and a pointer a lot of afternoons hunting quail, and that's still one of my big loves, is quail hunting. But probably some of my favorite memories in the woods is with my daddy and my younger brother and uncles and granddaddy was Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Well, folks, what a blast we've had today hanging with Daryl. I got a new friend out of it too. What a blast. Daryl, we thank you so much for being with us on the show. I mean, it's so good. Folks, check this guy out on the road. What a class act out there, and just the same kind of guy that's sitting with me today as you're going to see on the stage. Just a dynamite person. Daryl, I know that you're a UGA fan. I know that you're a Dogs fan.
Yes, sir.
I was able to pull some strings and talk to some folks on campus, and our former coach, Vince Dooley, has done a little something for you. He has autographed a football for you and wrote some stuff on there, Too Much Fun, and how you're a top dog singer. And folks, take a look at that. Right? I mean, just really cool. Vince was so flattered that we actually did. He's a big fan of yours too. It's great. Folks, He's got a new CD coming out next year. Still a little country left. You can check him out at Daryle Sing on Twitter. You can check me out at Ranger Nick UGA and follow us. I so appreciate you doing it. And as always, enthusiasm's contagious. And like I always say, pass it on. And I don't know if you can tell, we've had a great time today together.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you back here again next month. See ya.
Go Dogs.